following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, go Cowboys!
This is Talkin Cowboys. Streaming live from the Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star in Frisco.
Handoff, Elliott plowing to the goal line. Barry, sacked by Moore. Prescott keeps it, and he bangs it in for the touchdown.
And now your hosts, Isaiah Stanback, Heckma Harrison, Rob Phillips, and Kyle Yeomans.
It is a Monday edition of Talking Cowboys presented by Tostitos, the official chip and the official dip of the Dallas Cowboys here from the Star in Frisco. The bye week is in the rearview mirror. It is back to business.
Game week.
Back to business as the Minnesota Vikings are ahead on the schedule. The Cowboys are 5-1, and we've got plenty to talk about, even after a couple days off. Heckma Harrison, Isaiah Stanback, Rob Phillips, I'm Kyle Yeomans. Gentlemen, how we doing?
Swell.
Yeah, everybody rested up, ready to go?
Yeah, we're ready to roll. 11-week stretch, baby. Let's go.
Let's do it. That's the thing, as I was about to say, for the final stretch, it's not a final stretch. It's a long way away till the end of the regular season.
Yeah.
There's
11 guaranteed, right?
Yep. 11 guaranteed.
McCarthy actually says he loves it, though, because if you go all the way back to training camp, it's halfway between start of training camp and the end of the season if the season goes as long as they hope it does.
Nice.
So it ended up working out perfectly.
You could look at it that way.
Didn't he say that he thought that the bye week, the way it was situated, and then in the way that Thanksgiving lies was kind of like a second bye week, like a half bye ultimately? What is that like? Why? Like, how does it work out that way? Because I always feel like the Cowboys get the brute end of the stick.
We got back-to-back Thursday night games, right?
Yeah.
Thursday games, right? So then you factor in you got Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, so you end up having a 10-day window, which is not really a bye week. But really, bye weeks are really just a couple of days off for most guys, in case people didn't know. It's not an entire week that guys get to just stay out of the building. Coach usually gives you like the weekend off. So you usually get like the Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, or maybe a Thursday if you have a really good coach, really nice coach. But you get three to 4 days off. Really, 3 most likely. So that's what the bye week consists of. So guys really get the weekends to go just hang with their families, chill, but they're not totally detached from football.
I missed you guys.
I saw you.
Yeah.
We dealt with some stuff for a couple of days.
We did.
Yeah.
And by the way, Isaiah, the CBA has changed that. They will automatically get 4 days off no matter what.
Oh, there you go.
So
And-
Thursday,
and-
Friday,
Good coach or bad
Saturday,
coach?
Sunday,
There you go.
doesn't
Good coach,
make
bad
a
coach, yeah.
difference.
Mike gave him the whole week off, too.
He did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
They didn't do anything on the field. Yeah.
Isaiah's making a face for everybody
I'll
listening.
tell you this:
Yeah,
they
sorry.
do have full padded practice today.
Yeah, they're getting
Welcome
right
back.
at it.
Yeah, there you go. So
What were you saying about dealing with some stuff?
I wasn't dealing with anything. I was with Pete. Pete took on everything. All right. I was a Kuna
happened,
Matata
Robbie?
the whole way.
Matata.
And I didn't. And what I didn't do was I didn't piss Mickey off. You saw that?
I think you did.
I did not.
I think you might have.
I got out of. You talk about the last little part where I was saying book your tickets, book your flights.
I think when you intimated that he had a typewriter at home, I don't think he liked that too much. I think I could see the steam kind of curling a little bit out the ears. Just he didn't let it show.
Mickey doesn't look like he would let something go either.
He doesn't.
Nah.
No, he's.
That was just a shout out to the old school. That's all that was.
Hateful is strong, but yeah. He'll hold a grudge on you. Yeah.
That's all good.
It was good. I love Mickey. It was just, it's a different dynamic on that show.
Oh, yeah.
I've lived it.
That's true.
Hey, Bill Jones
on that show for
Bill
a while.
Jones gave you an awesome compliment.
Did he now?
Sure did. Opened the show up with it.
He did.
Awesome compliment.
Yeah.
Said you better watch out for Isaiah Stanback. He's, I can't speak like he
Bill's
speaks.
awesome,
But
yeah.
he's like, he's next in line. We won't have him here pretty long.
He is a rising star.
Rising star.
Just working, trying to be like Heckman, you know. My
You-
ESPN buddies right here. Can we give it up for my ESPN buddies right here?
Dog knocked it out.
Did they win?
Dogs.
They win?
They did not.
Oh.
Yeah, North Texas lost.
Now we're biased. We're unbiased.
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 We're the network at that point, right?
Okay.
Hey, no,
Yeah,
seriously,
they
super
lost.
proud to see you guys on there.
Yes.
Super proud to see you guys on there. That's freaking awesome.
That was a ton of fun. And Heckma, I told him this, and I'll say this on the air too. He had the best game he's ever had. And he's had really good games all the way through. He had the best game he's ever had. It was awesome.
There you
Go
go.
back and
I
listen
want to do the second leg
There
right
you
now.
It was awesome. All right. Let's get down to business. The bye week is in the rearview mirror. All of us had a little bit of extra time off, but the Cowboys had all of the time off this week. Like you guys just said, the Cowboys did not hit the field at all. Rob, any news and notes coming out of the bye week? Any updates on one injury of a guy who wears number 4 and certainly plays the quarterback position?
Well, we will see. I think with his strained calf is what you're saying, Dak Prescott. I get the impression they're pretty confident he's going to play in this game. That being said, I'm not saying that. Don't say I reported that. I think everything's got to go right this week. Yeah. I think he's got to, I don't know if he's going to do anything on the field today. The plan was for him to get rechecked again today. And I think that's more of, all right, good, looking good, healing. Wednesday, let's see if we can get you into practice. And so, I mean, you've played the position. I don't know if you've had a strained calf, but there's other things that have to go right. I mean, you could say, yeah, we feel like he's going to play. He's got to do some. You would think he's got to do something in practice and not have a setback, not be really sore the next day, all that kind of stuff. But I think they think it's trending towards he'll be available Sunday.
That's awesome. Yeah. What is that like from, like you said, you shook your head when asked if you've dealt with the strained calf, but I'm certain you've been around people who have dealt with those. What is that timetable normally like? Because we know Dak is normally ahead of the schedule in a couple different ways.
I mean, I think there's when it comes to muscle strains, there's different grades, right? So I don't think that they've released, at least I haven't heard that they've released what grade of strain he has. So it could be anywhere from, you need 7 days off to it could be you need months off, depending on how severe it is. So from what I'm hearing from Rob P. and the other murmurs around is it doesn't seem like it's that bad of a strain. He did just have a week off, which is awesome. I doubt that he had the quote unquote week off. I'm pretty sure he was in here every day. It's
probably bands.
With the training staff. So if it was me, depending, obviously not knowing how severe it is, I would give him to Wednesday. Reason why is you got Monday. I don't know. They plan on practicing tomorrow too?
No.
This schedule is so crazy now. Yeah. Anyways, so I would give him to Wednesday to have a couple extra days of treatment and to get him back into it. Because also you can get your backup ready just in case, right? You can use today as an opportunity to get your backup some reps just in case he's unable to go. He's familiarized with the players. The guys have some confidence in the backup, all that jazz. That's Cooper, right? Cooper. So Cooper Rush, I think I would use today to get him some reps because Dak doesn't necessarily need the reps today. Not saying that you couldn't use them, but let's use today to get Cooper Rush ready just in case, keep him in a chamber, and then let's reevaluate Dak today, obviously, and if he's ready to roll, let's kick him back up on Wednesday.
Have you had an injury like that before?
I have not had a calf strain. I've had pretty much everything else. So, but calf strain I have not. I've had Achilles, I've had foot, I've had knee, I've had shoulders, but never a calf.
And do you think all of these things, like the calf injury, all of that, is just a culmination of the ankle injury and trying to...
You never know, right? You never know. I mean, you're speaking in terms of compensation, right? Is he compensating? Is his body naturally compensating for his ankle? You don't know. Yeah. You really don't know. I honestly think it might have just been just a freak thing. And nobody will ever know the answer to that.
Just landed wrong, right?
Just turn. I mean, the angle in which he's throwing on, he's coming out, he's torquing on that thing. I mean, there's a lot of ligaments, a lot of muscles in there, so it happened. But again, he's blessed to have the amazing training staff here and doctors. I mean, these guys are the best.
So. Yeah, they went straight to the MRI machine. That's everybody. Blue Star Imaging is busy. Right? they gonna get that.
Clear out the waiting room. Yep.
They gonna get that MRI.
Sorry, you had a
somebody got pulled off the table for that.
Absolutely. You gotta get up out of the machine. No, but we talked a lot about the second and third quarterback heading into the season because of getting rid of some guys and keep Cooper Rush winning that backup position. We don't want to talk about the backup position this early in the season, hoping and praying that Dak is going to be healthy enough to play for the Vikings game. Everything is leading that way. I hadn't heard anything to the contrary, and so if it was, Pete would obviously give us the bad news.
Rob P. Island always tells us the bad news.
My timeline. This is for you, baby.
He'll give it to us. But this is definitely a game going into where we're going to need Dak to be healthy because there's going to be so much dependent on him and his legs. Because this Vikings defense, as we'll get to later in the week, boy, they for real.
Yeah, you won this game last year without Dak Prescott, but everything went right for you, and everything went right for Andy Dalton and CeeDee Lamb and a couple different guys in order to win this game. This is not the same Minnesota team. They're starting to fire on all cylinders. They're pretty good. 3 straight, 2 out of their last 3. I haven't really looked that far ahead yet. But
they're 3-3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had their bye too.
Yeah, and they're rested up as well. Okay, so you don't want to have that conversation, but I think we need to have that conversation of, are we comfortable at the backup quarterback spot? I don't know if I'm to the bubble guts scenario yet that we've talked about previously on this show, because the Cowboys are 5-1. But I'm getting there if we're looking at an extended period of time, especially with some of the teams coming up on the schedule, the Minnesota Vikings being one of those that you could certainly lose to. Are you guys comfortable with backup quarterback at the moment?
I'm not. I'm not.
Cooper Rush?
No. And maybe it's all just conjecture at this point because we don't know the severity of the injury. But, I think at the role that you're having right now with the 5 victories, the confidence that you have within the building, you don't want to compromise any of that. And you talk about last season, there was the stars had to align. We had to have so many things go right to pull that victory out, and that was a solid game by Andy Dalton and a clutch catch by CeeDee Lamb in the end zone also.
That catch was so nuts.
Yeah, that was nuts. But at the same time, we just have a different team, different mentality going right now, and you don't want to see this end due to an injury. But I don't feel comfortable.
I don't know. Does any team feel comfortable with their backup quarterback situation?
Yeah.
San
Francisco. There's a couple teams out there that feel better.
San Francisco does, but there's 4 teams with a better record than the Cowboys in the NFC right now.
That's awesome.
And it's wild. That shows you how good this conference is, but I can't name all the backups for those teams. So, and those teams are right in the hunt, just like this team. So I don't think any team just like, oh yeah, we're good. The Andy Dalton thing was a gift from God last year. I mean, a guy that's just, yes, exactly. Divine intervention. He's from Texas. That's not there. I think Cooper Rush, they have confidence that he can run the same offense. Would that be ideal? Absolutely not. Of course not. I think they're hoping that's not going to be the case. Now, if Dak doesn't play in this game, I don't think anybody should freak out. I think they would be taking a long-term picture of look, let's not rush him back this week and potentially re-injure something. Ooh.
See what you did there.
That could be a headline.
Didn't you?
Let's not rush him back.
That might be. I'm running past Nick upstairs. Nice. But who feels great about your back? Honestly, if you're contending, is anybody comfortable there?
Yeah, but some teams feel better than others. You guys know I didn't. It was no secret how I felt about the backup quarterback position here coming into the season. No disrespect to Rush, no disrespect to any of the backups in the league. Guys bust their tail to be in that position. I just feel that from what we saw in the preseason, there was nothing that gave me any indication of confidence coming into the season with him as a backup. I know he's probably working his tail off, but I just didn't see it in the preseason. I saw a lack of confidence. I saw a lack of confidence in the players. I saw the deflation of motivation by the players when he was in a game. It just wasn't there. So I do not feel comfortable or confident with that situation. So let's rush him back. No, I mean, it is what it is, man. It's just, to your point, though, I agree. No team wants to see their backup come in the game, but some teams feel more confident with their backups than the Dallas Cowboys do.
Any thoughts to resting Dak, though? I mean, like you said, Rob, if it is indeed he is inactive come Sunday, then sure, it's not a freak-out moment because it's still not supposed to be a long-term injury. But if you're playing the long game and you're looking at this as, wow, this is a 17-game season, let's try and
it's hard, man.
Let's try and make sure he's ready to go for the final couple weeks. Is there any thought to maybe holding him back a little bit this week?
I think only if you feel like he's not going to be able to function, or if you feel like he could re-injure this thing worse. Because those soft tissue injuries, as Isaiah knows, the second time could be a lot worse. So, yeah, I mean, I think from that perspective. But I don't think they look at it like, let's just sit him out. I mean, he may be ready, perfectly ready, but we're just going to sit him out anyway. I don't think so. You mentioned 17 games. There's only one bye in the NFC this year. And I don't care what people say. You want to advance through the playoffs without having to play a game. I know people talk about rest can be rust and all that. I think they would take that bye. They're currently fourth best record in the NFC because they played one less game. But there's a lot of competition for that spot. So try to get every game you can.
Yep.
Now, the rest factor has never even entered into my mind. I think you got to have all your dogs ready to go. This is the push that we want to make. I mean, there's no sense in even talking about rest at this point, unless obviously he's compromised. And if he's compromised, then obviously he's not going to put himself out there.
No.
But we're not in a position to even consider that or be thinking about it. We got to stand up on the motor right now. We got this. It's full steam ahead. And like I said, everything that we have to play for is in front of us. And we have the team. We have the coaching staff. We've been talking about this all week. What is the culture going to be like? You always said this. At this point, everybody's nicked up. Everybody's hurt. Everybody's dealing with something. It's just our turn. We just have to go forward with it.
And this is such a benchmark game. I mean, at Minnesota, a team that matches up pretty well with you. I mean, toe for toe. They got some guys. Then you come back home for a couple, Denver, Atlanta. Then you're at Kansas City, which, guys, I don't know if you guys watched that game yesterday.
Yeah.
Kansas City's.
What's going on?
What's going on with Kansas City? What's going on with Patrick Mahomes? 16 picks in his last 16 games. That's not very good, is it?
No, but it's crazy thing. Yeah. You know they're a light switch away, though.
Yeah,
that's the craziest thing about those guys. As bad as they're playing, everybody's like waiting, just like, when all right, here they go. They're about to turn the corner.
Yeah. You just hope that's not week 11 versus
exactly.
Cowboys.
Let's not let that happen that week.
So, no, we are not resting Dak Prescott. If he's good to go, you're going.
Barney Rubble.
No extra rest. We're rolling.
Start
pedaling. What was that?
Barney Rubble.
What is that reference?
Put his feet in.
One.
You don't know the Flintstones?
Flintstones. Yeah. Oh man, that's pretty good.
That is good.
Rolling. That needs to be a sound effect. All right, when we come back here on Talking Cowboys, winners and losers from the first 6 games of the year. We'll be right back after this.
Honey, big news.
Gary, are you okay?
Oh, I'm not Gary anymore. I'm Jackie Flash.
What?
See, I want the latest smartphone, but the best deals are only for new customers. So, to get a new customer deal, I changed my name to Jackie Flash.
Okay, but the best smartphone deals at AT&T are for everyone, new and existing customers.
That's huge. Then guess who's getting a deal?
Is it Jackie Flash?
Jackie Flash.
It's not complicated. At AT&T, our best smartphone deals are for everyone. Restrictions apply. Visit att.com for details.
New Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. You deserve it.
I do deserve that.
You deserve decadent flavor without sugar. And a day at the beach without sand getting everywhere. And a relaxing bath that your children don't interrupt.
I deserve all that?
It's really just a visual metaphor for Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. Everything you want, nothing you don't.
A visual metaphor on the radio. I do deserve that.
Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. The zero you deserve is finally here.
Before there was a draft, you could size up a cowboy by 3 simple factors: the crease in his hat, the bend of his brim, and his unbending attitude. A man's Stetson didn't just protect him from what life threw at him, it projected a rugged, unstoppable spirit. Stetson hats are still American-made with pride right here in Texas. They're still the unofficial crown of all self-respecting cowboys, and Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find a retailer nearest you at stetson.com/cowboys.
There's nothing as unique as our eyes, which is why Essilor pioneers ways to make lenses as unique as you. Varilux for super sharp vision, Essential Blue for protection, and Crizal for freedom from glare. 3 cutting-edge solutions in a single unique lens. So whatever your needs, insist on Essilor. Visit your local Essilor experts and find the perfect lens for you. See more, do more, Essilor.
Back to Talkin' Cowboys.
It's a great people, great pay replay here on Talking Cowboys. You've heard already by this point, if you listen to this show, if you've kept your eyes open, that Jason Witten has joined the Caliber Collision team. You can join him to do great work with great people for great pay. You can apply now at jobs@caliber.com. Once again, that's jobs@caliber.com. Go get that bread that Isaiah is just picking through here on Talking Cowboys.
Get that bread.
Get that bread.
Caliber Collision paying folks. I'm with you.
Yes, they are.
I'm with you.
It's
okay,
good
go
work
get
too.
A good job, y'all. That's a good job too.
It is a good job.
Trade.
Resident Super Bowl champion Isaiah Stanback, Heckma Harrison, Rob Phillips. I'm Kyle Yeomans, and gentlemen, we had a little extra time to kind of mull over this 5-1 start for the Cowboys. Cowboys 5-1 for the first time since 2016. They're doing a lot of good things at the moment, but who are winners and losers of the first 6 weeks of the season? I want each of you to give me one of both. It can be the same person if you want it to be. Doesn't really matter. And I'll start off with Heckma Harrison on this one. Winner and loser through the first 6 weeks of the season for the Cowboys.
So I went back and watched all 6 games.
That doesn't surprise me.
Doesn't surprise you. Okay, so did that. Man, number 94, Randy Gregory. Man, he is a big part of the success that we're having on defense. I know Micah Parsons has gotten a lot of the highlight reel moments, but 94 is his bull rush speed and the way that he's changing up certain things. I heard him in an interview just saying that, hey, I got to be better in certain downs of not just giving myself away with continuously using the same rush. I just think he's so impactful for us. And if he continues this, I know this is a contract year, but 94 is going to be around for a very long time because he is absolutely putting the tape out there. And I'm happy for Randy Gregory. Do I do my loser right now?
Go and throw that one in there.
I'm gonna go for the loser, and I know this is someone that my guy over here, Isaiah, loves this guy, but Simi Fehoko right now is losing the battle at the wide receiver position, and that's just Cedric Wilson and Noah Brown are playing out of their minds right now. And I'm not even basing this on what they're doing offensively. I just think what special teams wise, both of these guys are major contributors. And so I don't know how Fehoko is able to get on the field when Mike G comes back.
Yeah, that's tough because even with Malik Turner and what he's doing special teams wise,
that's my only point.
That's your 6. That's your 6 that you could roll with the rest of the year and feel just fine about. What about you, Isaiah?
For my winner, I'm going with Mr. Schultzenegger.
That's a great one.
The Schultzenegger is the pinnacle of consistency. That boy is consistent. If you look at his, I mean, he's been 5-6 catches a game, right? 60, 70 yards a game. Consistent.
Very Whitney.
Balling. That boy went and took that starting job. Took it. He didn't borrow it. He took it. All right.
Week 1, 6 catches. Week 2, 2 catches. But we'll forgive him for that. Yeah. Week 3, 6. Week 4, 6. Week 5, 6. Week 6, 7.
The boy's killing it. That's about a 5-catch average around there. Okay, so he's doing a heck of a job. For the loser, I'm going to go with Maurice Kennedy.
Mo Kennedy.
From what we saw in camp to what we're now seeing in the games, I like the semi pick, but my expectations were exactly where he's at right now. No disrespect.
Based off of what you saw in rookie minicamp.
Yeah, based on what I saw in rookie minicamp, I had already checked the box. But Mo Kennedy, I think we had high expectations for him coming out of camp, and he had an amazing camp, and we have not seen that carry over to the field. Now, I'm not going to say that his performance has been bad. I'm just saying that he's not getting the playing time. So something is occurring that's not giving them the confidence to put him on the field, whether that's somebody else's play is elevated and they don't feel like he's competing to that level, or he's not taking care of business in practice.
But you've been on rosters where you've seen guys have outstanding preseasons, and then when it comes to the regular season, they're not used. I mean, what could possibly be happening throughout the week?
There's a lot of different factors. Like I said, maybe A. Brown's just playing that good.
Right.
Maybe he's just playing that well. We see Jordan Lewis in there. Jay Lou's getting paid a lot, and he's not having to play a lot. That's a good combo. But, but I thought I was expecting to see a lot more Mo Kennedy because of his size and his versatility.
And his camp, too. I mean, he had a strong camp.
Yeah.
Jordan Lewis has played over 275 snaps. Maurice Kennedy has played a total of 42. So you wouldn't think that it would be that lopsided. You would think at least it
not
would
coming
be,
out of camp. Heck no.
I wouldn't even say even, just because of the contract for Jordan Lewis.
Yeah.
But 42 compared to 275, that's pretty skewed.
Yeah, that's pretty.
That's got to be something, right?
Yeah, it's something. Don't know what it is.
That's good duo there. What about you, Rob? Winners and losers.
Winner, Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore is in his bag. We've established that. This keeps up, he's gonna have a lot of voicemails on his phone in January, February, wanting to talk to him for head coaching.
We're changing his number.
Yeah. Don't list it. Get him a burner phone, something.
You like it.
A burner phone.
Yeah.
If you know about burners.
Jerry's going to flip a switch in his office. It's going to EMP the cell lines here.
Jerry probably just buy all the phone companies.
I watched The Departed for the first time last week. That's where I got on this.
I like it.
Yeah, good movie. Loser. Is anybody a loser right now with the way this team's playing? Here's a question I have. Donovan Wilson.
Okay.
He's back from injury. This safety rotation
having a hard time with that.
I am.
You're having a hard time with that one.
How many snaps are available at that safety position hybrid, Curse is not coming off the field, whether you want to call him a safety, linebacker, hybrid, whatever. KZ, last week's issue off the field notwithstanding is a starter. Malik Hooker's coming on. Somebody's going to have to sacrifice snaps now that and as Dan Quinn said, it's a good problem to have. It's a product of success and depth, but I don't know how they distribute all that. And, Dono's a guy that's used to playing a lot, and I don't know if he's going to get as many snaps now as necessarily he did last year.
And I'm wondering if that's going to be divvied up more as he gets back and fully healthy. I wonder if he came back a little early because he saw what was happening at the safety position, because he went from 55 snaps against Tampa Bay to sitting out those games and then hitting 14 snaps on the field against New England. Mm-hmm. So maybe that was him saying, hey, I got to get back, even though he maybe wasn't 100% ready. Is that something that could be a possibility there?
I don't know, man. Curse, I think, if I remember correctly, I think Curse is over 90%.
Yeah, he's been playing a lot.
He's playing almost every snap. But we have not been together since that whole little DUI thing occurred.
With KZ?
Do you think that he plays this game?
I do.
This game, yes.
I do.
I'm not talking about from the outside. I'm talking about internally. Do you think that they look at possibly not playing him or some form of punishment? That's my question.
I mean, it's to your point. It's a new staff since they've had an issue like this off the field that I can remember anyway in the last 2 years. So I don't know what their policy. I would think he would unless there's NFL punishment involved, but I don't know that for sure. Nobody's really addressed it. Jerry was asked about it on the Fan Friday and just said we're not aware of all the details.
Yeah, and that they hadn't heard from and the fact that he hadn't heard from the NFL either. So those are, I think, for all NFL teams, and it's unfortunate guys don't take advantage of the car service that's available to them. But that's a whole separate issue altogether. But I don't think that they can. I don't know what the CBA
it's a tough
part
position.
of that. If obviously there's going to be some kind of punishment that does come down. We don't know if he's in some program or whatever right now.
Yeah,
so it's just you got to wait until that actually comes down. But I don't think that our coaching staff would go, hey, we're going to set you out now, knowing that how bad you need KZ in this game.
I know, but as a head coach, that's a sucky position to be in, because optics wise, if you don't hand down any form of punishment internally, what does that look like?
But isn't the punishment always come from the NFL and not the organization?
It doesn't always have to.
It doesn't have to. The Cowboys haven't done that in the past.
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't handed out their own
punishment.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if I was playing head coach position, that's a tough position to be in, because
I'm asking you. Do you know of organizations that say we're going to get ahead of this and go ahead and suspend you for 2 games?
Guys get fined and stuff. Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know about suspensions.
Okay.
I don't think I've been a part of a suspension per se, but guys have gotten their playing time docked because of that.
I asked Barry Church that question on Wednesday, and he said the exact same thing. He's like, I don't know if I remember a guy getting suspended by the team for doing something like that. However, fines were certainly handed out.
Fines,
and they were hefty.
Maybe he doesn't play that. I mean, I've seen guys not play till halftime. The first half, you don't get to play. You know, stuff like that. Now, is that enough? I don't. There is who gets to decide what's enough? But I'm just thinking optics wise, like
it's not a good look.
It's not a good look.
No. It's not a good look. But if that does happen and he's suspended, I have full faith in Malik Hooker. He's shown us enough. But back to what you were saying about Wilson, I think it's the Curses effect.
Yeah.
Curses has come in, and he is playing so daggone good.
The curse.
The curse. I don't want to put it like he curse. But
it's a good curse.
But it is a good one. And right now, Wilson just has an immovable object in front of him. I mean, this guy is making an impact, and even when you do the sounds of the game, which is so cool, I don't know who was responsible for the sounds of the game.
It's been awesome.
Alex is doing a hell of a job.
Subtitles are the best.
Yeah, I need them sometime, because some of these guys are from different places. You're not understanding everything they're saying.
No, I mean the cuss words, like Dak, like, all the live long day. Let's do. It's the best.
Right.
It's the best.
But all of that's good. And you just see, for him, Curse, a guy that wasn't even on this roster last year, taking the reins and being a leader and kind of telling guys that, like, come on, man, lock in. We all in. I love to see that, because I go back to the Baltimore game last year when we panned to the sideline and everybody was dejected and we didn't have a leader like that. So maybe that's a big part of it as well. When we talk about guys like Mo Kennedy that's not able to get on the field, leadership also plays a big part in it.
Absolutely.
Donovan Wilson, by the way, just interesting, just looking at his snap counts all the way through. Free safety, played 32 snaps against Tampa Bay, played just 3 with New England at free safety. Then he played 14 snaps in the box, which is where we think, I guess, overall, we think Donovan Wilson belongs in the box, right?
That's what I think of him.
That's the way I think of it as well. 14 snaps against Tampa Bay in week 1. He only had 4 snaps in the box against New England. So, I mean, he's been used in a couple different spots. So maybe it is the combination of guys like KZ and Curse going in there and taking some snaps away from Dono. Okay, I've got a winner and loser, too. I could go with a couple different guys that you guys didn't name. Trayvon Diggs, certainly a winner. Dak Prescott, certainly a winner. Even with the calf injury, he has played out of his mind. He is certainly in the MVP conversation, if you ask me.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'll jump out of the cake for that. He's in the MVP conversation.
Dak or Diggs?
Dak.
Oh.
Diggs could certainly be in there, too. RG3 put up, like, rankings the other day. Really funny. RG3, of course, not a Cowboys guy, but he put up rankings for his top 5 MVP candidates right now. And Trayvon Diggs was number 5. He was in the top 5 there,
Who's
too.
the last defensive guy to win it?
That's a good question. I don't know off the top of my head.
It's really a quarterback award, honestly.
Yeah.
Or it has been historically.
You could throw Derrick Henry in that race, too,
sure.
I think, right now.
For sure.
As a non-quarterback, you see what they did against Kansas City. But I'm going to go with Ezekiel Elliott as my winner. And just the way that he's run the ball,
like that.
He's been able to kind of silence some of the doubters over the last couple of weeks. And after a 2020 season where he even said it was a blank show. I can't say it on the air. But he was upset with his 2020 output. But 2021 has certainly been much different for 21, and he has taken full reins of being a key contributor, a cornerstone for this offense, and so I count him as a winner. My loser, I would put Tristan Hill, and the reason why is because Neville Gallimore is probably going to be back before Hill. He's not been available through training camp, through the preseason, all the way up until this point. Still doesn't look like he's going to be ready to go for the coming weeks, at least at this point from what we've been told. Neville Gallimore is going to come back. Osa Odighizuwa is playing exceptionally well. Carlos Watkins comes in on a 1-year deal. He's been a leader on that defensive line. Brent Urban's a 1-year deal, and he's been playing really well. I think it's kind of the same thing with Donovan Wilson in the safety conversation, except I think taking a step up. Where do you put Tristan Hill in the rotation at that point? There's 4 guys right there, and that's not to mention even some of the mixing and matching that Dan Quinn can do on that front line. I think it's tough to see where Hill fits in.
I don't even know if it's guaranteed he comes off PUP this year, honestly.
At all?
I mean, maybe not. I mean, there's a window there. They can start him now in practice, and it's 3 weeks, and I think it might be another 2 weeks after that, and they can just see how he's doing. And with the depth, like you said, if he's not ready, then they don't have to do this. So to your point, I mean, he may not play this. I mean, who knows? Or if he does play, like you said, it's going to be probably a limited role. Provided these guys stay healthy. You hope so.
Yep, I think I can see them kicking the can, to Rob P's words, kick the can down the road for Hill. It's pretty much you put him on the hip, right? He's extra ammo. If you run out of ammo, if you have to shoot your shots and you run out, boom, you can go straight to the hip and bring them in. But if you don't need them, you ain't got to put them in.
Kind of wait on that, save a roster spot.
I mean, same thing they're gonna do with Simi. Simi he'll be sitting on the sideline until next year.
I just think it's weird. I think it's weird that we went from 2020 not having any depth to now in 2021. We got so much depth
in those 2 spots specifically.
In those 2 spots where we need, like last year, we were getting guys off the street. Come in here and please try out for the Cowboys and be a defensive lineman.
Putting their bowls of cereal down.
Yeah, let's go. I mean, seriously. And now we talk about Tristan Hill last year. He was having a pretty solid year.
I like him.
And once he blows his knee up and obviously getting that back, and we talk about Brent Brown and what he's doing on staff, I think, if anything, Tristan Hill, if he's recovered right and going through Brent Brown and the bands, he should be ready to go. But if you're the Cowboys and you have the organization is looking at the depth that they have, and then, like you said, kick the can down the road, but also, hey, man, this may be a situation where you may not be able to get your seat back. And some of the unwritten rules of football is you can't lose your spot if you're hurt, but yeah, we know how that go.
It's a business.
It's a business, and they're going to make the business decision when it comes down the hill. He's like the forgotten man in this situation.
I think he would add something, though, no doubt, because he fits what Quinn – I mean, that's why they signed Carlos Watkins. They want to get up the field, probably in the nickel defense, and add to this rotation that he wants. I mean, I think it definitely would help, but snaps are scarce.
Well, and that's exactly why I put him in that category, because he could come in and play. He could definitely come in. We saw week 1 through 5 last year. He's still got something. Right. He's got NFL level talent. He's got a potential starter level talent as well. He's just in his, 4th year now or 3rd year now? Third. Going into his 4th year. So next year would be the contract year. I don't know. That's just, it's something that's a bit disappointing that you haven't seen 72 out there. You haven't seen him be able to contribute. And I think that's why I would put him in that category. But that was fun.
Yeah. And I think your initial answer for winner is probably the right answer. Like Dak's the winner. Dak coming off that injury, what he's done, I mean, his numbers aren't the same as every quarterback, but I think he has to be at the very top of the MVP race right now.
Yeah.
Based on what this team's doing, where he came from, some of his numbers. I mean, his completion percentage is ridiculous right now.
Yeah, that's the completion percentage is that. And everybody knows, man, I'm going to stand up for Dak on anything. But you have to look at the rest of the league when the MVP race is announced. There are some guys out there that's putting in numbers, and TB12 is one of them. You have to also look at Kyler Murray and what he's doing. Mm-hmm. So I think with the completion percentage alone, that gives you and what he's had to overcome from last season. But there's just a lot of good quarterbacks balling out this year.
Newey Scruggs came in after Mick Shots and was asking us, and they talked about it on their show, who makes the Pro Bowl out of the NFC after 7 games right now?
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, how many 3 quarterbacks make it?
Yeah.
Or is it 2? I forget.
It's 3.
But, I mean,
It's 3.
all these top teams right now have really, really good quarterback play. Dak's making the Pro Bowl if this keeps up, though. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah,
but it's an interesting conversation.
It is an interesting conversation. Man, the Pro Bowl, All-Pro. That's hard.
I mean, it's crazy.
Aaron.
Yeah.
Kyler.
It's
Dak.
really 4 if you really think about it.
Matthew Stafford.
One's in the Super Bowl and 3 goes to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Great point. Tom Brady.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Who does get in the top 3?
Mm-hmm.
But just even in the
Daniel Jones.
MVP race, Matthew Stafford right now is playing incredible.
Yeah.
Derek Carr. And a lot of people don't want to give Carr his flowers, but I'm telling you, with everything that's happened with his coaching staff, he's turned the corner.
They're 2-0 now without Gruden at that coaching
Watch
spot.
out now.
Mm-hmm. We do have the Raiders later on. That's a Thanksgiving game this year. That one will be fun. All right, when we come back here on Talkin Cowboys, we're going to end things out with some fan calls. Call us right now, 888-855-2297. Give us a call right now, 888-855-2297. We'll answer them when we come back here on Talkin Cowboys.
No, what?
Hi, I'm Clint Tillison with United Ag and Turf. Before you can park yourself in front of the game, park yourself in a John Deere and power through your chores. Our Land Run package is a 1025R, 25 horsepower tractor with a loader, rotary cutter, and a box blade for $229 a month. And the price you see is the price you'll pay, no surprises. So don't miss another kickoff.
Visit UnitedAgAndTurf.com. Offer ends February 1st, 2021. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Now let's get to work.
The Cowboys way, where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships shows us what success looks like. Where turkey is always the second best part of Thanksgiving Day. Where we are all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans know it's our job to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way.
Copyright 2020, Bank of America Corporation.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
Honey, big news.
Gary, are you okay?
Oh, I'm not Gary anymore. I'm Jackie Flash.
What?
See, I want the latest smartphone, but the best deals are only for new customers. So, to get a new customer deal, I changed my name to Jackie Flash.
Okay, but the best smartphone deals at AT&T are for everyone, new and existing customers.
That's huge. Then guess who's getting a deal?
Is it Jackie Flash?
Jackie Flash.
It's not complicated. At AT&T, our best smartphone deals are for everyone. Restrictions apply. Visit att.com for details.
Back to Talkin Cowboys.
Whether you're watching from home or you're cheering in the stands, with Essilor lenses, you can see every exciting play. Book an appointment at your local Essilor experts and see what Essilor can do for you. See more, do more, Essilor on Talkin Cowboys.
I missed that. I can honestly say I missed that.
Oh, it was fantastic.
I did too.
That was worth the wait, though. Yeah. Worth the wait. Great job.
Now, did Danny or Dave do the Essilor read when you did they?
I did it on the second show.
Dave wasn't awake yet.
Yeah.
What I gather started that show.
Yeah, from the start of the first one anyways. He was here early the second day.
It's like, why do you have so much energy, Kyle? What's wrong?
He was like, what is going on?
You don't know we opened up with the bushwhacker.
He's like, I can't believe you guys do this show at 9 a.m.
9 a.m.
Did you guys hear my 10-second pitch?
Oh, dude, you were selling T-shirts.
What?
We had a pitch. Derek gave us a chance to do Jesse and myself to give a pitch about our shows.
Okay.
Because we were obviously on his show, so he wanted us to have opportunity to amp up our shows, and I
knocked that out of the park.
Did you sprinkle a little dust on that thing?
Took him 8 seconds.
8 seconds.
Don't miss no opportunity.
It was good.
Did you wear your tightest shirt though when you're sitting next to Jesse?
No, I did not.
You should.
No.
You gotta show him up.
You didn't bounce?
Oh, all right. Before this gets too off the rails, let's go ahead and go to Mike from New York. Mike, you're on Talkin Cowboys. What's up, man?
What's going on, guys? I just want to say, I obviously listened to the show, and I obviously it was a bye week. I know next week's the trade deadline. If you guys think that we're going to make any moves, that's what I'm curious what you guys think. We're going to make any trades. I know Jerry will sometimes do it, but it's like, we're going to make any trades? I'm curious what you guys think.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it, Mike. What do you guys think about that? Because I feel like that's half of my Twitter mentions right now is talking about trade potentials.
I think you know what? I don't think it's too far off the beaten path. I think listen. I would not want to mess with the continuity of this team. However, if you were ever in a position to make a trade and receive value for it, this is the time to do it.
Yep.
Because we have so much value on this team. We have so many guys playing well where if you were going to add an additional piece that was going to give you that extra little that you need to put your team over the edge, this would be the time to do it because you have the most value right now in your team. So I'm, number one, I don't want to mess with the continuity. But if you're going to and make a big old splash and say, I'm going to go out there and get another shutdown corner, whoa, you could do that right now, right? With the guys that you have. You have the trade
We just
equity.
talked about the depth.
Yeah, you have the equity to go out there and make that move right now versus other years where you're not that great. Guys don't value your players that much.
Think about a couple guys on the roster that aren't getting normal playing time that could definitely help another team. Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you talk about equity, obviously there are going to be some quality guys that you would – we're not going to get into a name. I'm just saying there would be a quality guy that you would be giving up to go get that quote-unquote shutdown guy. And I agree with you. I wouldn't mess with it because of where we are right now. And look, let's just – hey, man, we bold. We'll do it how we want to do it. A lot of people have been talking about Michael Gallup. Right? And if there's any trade value for Michael Gallup because he's in the contract year, and I think that's crazy, man, to even start that talk because you want to have your guys that you draft and you built him up to be this. This offense, even say that he's a third receiver is not a curse word on this roster because all three of these guys could have 1,000-yard season, or they're potentially 1,000-yard season. So I just think he fits the system so perfectly, and I think if you have Mike Gallup in the Patriots game, maybe you don't have to win in a walk-off.
You're right, but when you take emotions out of it, right? When you take emotions out of it, you're going to lose Gallup this year. Gallup's not coming back. I think we can. Am I the only one that feels that way? Are we going to have the bag to be able to secure him along with all the other responsibilities we have financially?
I don't know if I agree with there. It depends on the situation.
So what would be the contract for? I don't know what as far as the rest of the league, what would be the asking price?
It depends on what he comes back.
Gallup can get more somewhere else than he can get here with Dallas that we can pay him.
Probably.
So it's about I understand loving your team and loving the organization and people that gave it, but at the end of the day, you're in the league to win games and make money.
I mean, you look at what the Cowboys have to do also. Gregory's up.
Everybody's
Van Der Esch is up. Somebody else is up that's pretty good.
But also the salary cap is going up. The salary cap is going up as well. And whatever it is that he's asking for, I don't know if he's asking for top-tier wide receiver money. And if he leaves here and goes somewhere else, do you feel like Mike G could be a number one receiver on another team?
But that's not for us to figure out. I'm talking about just the money that he's probably going to have on the table. If the front office believes that they're going to lose Gallup anyways.
Right.
Nobody here in this room right now wants to get rid of Gallup. Let's get that across the table. But if you're in the front office and you feel like there's a high probability that he will not be on your roster next year, that's a guy that comes up in conversation in terms of trade.
That's up to them to decide because I think from the outside looking in right now, I'm not willing to say it is chalked up, done. Michael Gallup is not a Cowboy in 2022.
Same.
I'm not there yet because there are so many different moving parts, so many different ways they can make it happen. But I'm not 100% there. If the front office, just based off of their conversations, has that inkling where it's like, yeah, there's no way he's coming back, fine.
Yep.
Let's talk about it.
Yep.
But I don't think that's even anywhere close.
Come on, P.
I'm trying to win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, dude. And Michael Gallup's going to do that.
Mari Cooper's been kind of limping around last few weeks, man. Long way to get. Like we talked about how many games are left.
And I'm not just talking about Gallup. I mean, we got defensive linemen that we can get rid of. We got some guys that we have the equity in multiple players. Maybe it's 2 players for one really good player.
You're trying to make that one bold move like Amari 3 years ago that kind of puts you over the top.
I think a bold move is having the number one offense scoring and number one offense yardage wise, and then adding a Michael Gallup to that offense. He's not been available in the last 5 games. So that's a bold move for me specifically. But we're going over. We've got one more caller. This is Dan from Abilene. Dan, what's up, man? You're on Talkin Cowboys.
Well, continuing that, why wouldn't they trade for a defensive lineman? Because that's going to make your current cornerbacks look so much better. And that, to me, is a bigger need to press the quarterbacks. I mean, everybody's seeing the stat about what's his name? That guy in Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers. Put pressure on him, and all of a sudden he's fairly average, even below average. We need more pressure that'll make our cornerbacks look better. So what do you think about that for a trade?
I think it goes back to what Jerry said. He was asked this on the fan about. He said, we're open for business year-round.
Oh.
However, he said...
Did you get that, Chris?
On the other hand...
I don't think so.
We got a unique situation because we've got players coming back that we're going to have to open roster spots for.
Mm-hmm.
Bigger problem than trading for somebody right now. So, I mean, you're getting 2 starters back off IR eventually.
But to that point, if you have too many players that can't touch the field, doesn't it make sense to trade a couple of them to get one dog?
Well, he was saying trade for a defensive lineman. I'm getting Tank back. I'm getting
That's what I'm saying. I don't. So to answer your question, Mr. Abilene, I don't foresee us getting another D lineman. Well, I think our D line is doggone solid. And remember, we're doing all these things without both of our defensive ends in the game at the same time. So we get D-Law back, right? We have Gregory on the opposite side. It's a totally different defensive line, right? We have 2 of the league's most dominant, probably most dangerous defensive ends on one roster. I don't foresee us doing that. I do foresee us looking at a dominant shutdown corner. If we add that element to this roster by getting rid of a couple guys that probably are going to be in rotational players, right, that can add value to another team, and we already have too many players that aren't going to all be able to touch the field, it makes sense. Let's get rid of a couple. Let's grab one solid one. Now all of a sudden, who are you going to throw to?
Mm-hmm. No, I understand where Dan is coming from, and I had those same doubts coming into the season because I didn't know who Osa Odigizua was. None of these guys are, even Carlos Watkins from Houston. They've come in here, man, and these guys are, as far as Osa Odigizua, I think, whoa, the value that we're getting from that draft pick is speaking volumes from the numbers that he's putting up. Now getting Chauncey Golston back, and Bohanna is still doing the service. He's doing well. Brent Urban. I just think right now the rotation that we have defensive line-wise, we're creating that pressure. We're getting everything that we would ask from our front line. So I don't know if we would trade away an asset to get another defensive lineman. I agree with you. I think another corner would be good, and maybe not. Look, Dog Anthony Brown's doing a hell of a job.
You've done a 180.
I did.
You have.
I did.
Yes, you have.
You saw that. I tried to do it with it. Come on, Pete. Let me get away with it. Don't do me like that every time.
I mean, but we,
come on. See,
try to slide by.
You see that? Come on.
Hey, but the reality is we have $10 million invested into 2 cornerbacks.
Yeah.
We have $10 million invested into 2 cornerbacks.
It's not a lot, Bob. It's not a lot.
Yeah.
Just wait in a couple years, though.
It's gonna go crazy. So I mean,
a couple years from
don't tell me that, Rob.
It's a long way away.
Come on.
That man gonna get paid, isn't he?
Yeah, he's gonna get paid.
Who's that? Oh,
Diggs.
Yeah. I kind of lean toward Dan's thinking. I either one for the right price, let's do it, because a shutdown corner would be fantastic. But also, we've seen some holes in this run defense as well. Not even just with the pass rush. The pass rush is going to be there. Remember, DeMarcus Lawrence is coming back. He's going to be back for that last couple weeks of last month of the season, going into the playoffs. He's going to be rolling. I wouldn't be against, with the young pieces that you have, Chauncey Golston, Osa Odigizua, Neville Gallimore, to bring in a veteran defensive end, defensive tackle, somebody like that, maybe not DM, more D tackle, to maybe be a part of that defensive line and continue their growth with somebody that's done it before and still does it at a high level. So I think there's a lot going on there that you could really play around with.
You're thinking like the Rams do. Rams don't have any draft picks left because they're like, we're good. We're going to compete. Contend,
we're going to trade for everyone.
And let's just go for it. I get it.
I'm just saying, we got guys. We got extra guys.
I like it. All right, that's it for us here on Talking Cowboys. Don't worry. If you want to call in, we're going to take plenty of fan calls tomorrow, maybe even 2 segments of fan calls, because you guys have been bringing some really cool questions. But we'll be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Central Time on DallasCowboys.com. For Chris Beam in the back, Heckma Harrison, Isaiah Stanback, Rob Phillips, I'm Kyle Yeomans. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow on Talking Cowboys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!